Hi, I'm Alex, and today I'm going to talk to you about fear. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video on the importance of curiosity. In the video, I explained how meditation can give you a safety barrier, which allows you to observe certain situations much more closely, giving you enough time to respond and make a much better decision instead of just reacting. In the video, I spoke about this mainly in the context of relationships, stating how a daily meditation practice can drastically improve the way you approach your conversations. If you'd like, you can watch that video here. Anyways, let's try and attribute that skill of observation when it comes to fear. First of all, I want to say that fear is a good thing. We'd actually be pretty screwed without it. Fear is the first thing we feel when we sense danger, and thanks to fear, it's got us to where we are today. We're often told how it's heroic or brave to be fearless, and therefore we're kind of subconsciously programmed at an early age to suppress it. If we're scared or anxious about something, we're often told that we should harden the up. Well, that's just stupid and also dangerous. Having no fear would mean that you'd be one out of control, crazy human. Carla McLaren, who's an expert in the field of empathy and social science, amongst other things, explains fear quite well. Carla states, "Fear is a crucial emotion that exists to help you orient to your surroundings, identify change and possible hazards, and take actions to keep yourself safe. Without your fear, you're not a superhero, no. Without your fear, you're unaware, unintuitive, disoriented, and unsafe." Due to looking at fear the wrong way, the fear can start to take control of us. And when this happens, a situation that should be met with a calm and reasonable attitude gets met with a great over-exaggeration. When we should just be curious, we're instantly fearful. And if we constantly live life this way, we could end up with a range of other mental health issues too. However, imagine if fear was like a volume dial, with fear being at its most intense point, and then maybe not knowing or uncertainty being at its lowest. The lowest point can also be seen like your instincts and intuition are just starting to softly kick in. Wouldn't it be great to have a dial like this to regulate your response to any situation? Well, you can, with a healthy practice of meditation.
Meditation, a meditation, a meditation, a little meditation now.
Anyways, so most of us are consistently having our fear dial turned up way too high. And if there's something to be scared about, we have a tendency to quickly react, instead of observing it and responding in a calm manner. You see, in Carla's book, The Art of Empathy, she explains that fear at its most subtle point is like just being able to hear something. We can hear it, but we don't know for sure what it is. Ultimately, we then start to be curious about it, and that's exactly what we want, a healthy amount of curiosity. And the more we practice meditation, the more control we have to quickly adjust the dial of fear, so we can continue to be curious and continue to observe the situation. And sometimes, especially with certain phobias, this is where meditation and regulating the emotion of fear can really shine. For example, if you were claustrophobic and you suddenly found yourself in a tight situation, sorry. But maybe for the first time, instead of just reacting with the emotion of fear, you start to be able to turn the dial down and adjust it to what it should really be. You'll start to be able to observe your emotional and physical state in the moment. You'll be able to notice the very start of the feeling of fear, instead of getting caught up with it and letting the fear control you. You see, if you chuck some music on the stereo with the volume on high, you're gonna scare the shit out of yourself, and you're probably gonna ruin your speakers while you're at it. What you want to do is start with the dial on quiet and slowly bring it up to a level that you're comfortable with. You want to have control of the dial. Well, if you have a daily meditation practice, you'll be able to control your level of fear in the same way. You start to be curious about it, and because you're now able to observe the situation, you start to be okay with something that might have once made you anxious or scared. And don't get me wrong, if the situation calls for it, you can still turn the dial up if you really need. But what you'll find is that the more you practice meditation, the better your control of the dial becomes. You'll start to quickly assess the situation, but you'll always be starting from that softest level. By the way, fear isn't the only emotion that meditation can help regulate. With a daily meditation practice, you'll be able to attribute the dial of control to all of them. I'll leave links to Carla's website down below. If this video has given you value, please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you next week. I'm Alex. Later, Meditator.
Make no mistake, it's time to meditate. Meditation, a little meditation for ya. Meditation.
A little meditation.